And welcome to the Hot Seat of College Football Show. I am Trent, your host, as today I want to do a little bit of a fun video as I'm going to talk about my top 10 stadiums currently in college football. Let's talk about it. Alright, so before we get into this video, make sure you hit the subscribe buttons. We're at 227, trying to get to 230. We're 3 away, so if you want to be one of the 3 people to help us get there, if you enjoyed today's show, that would mean the world to me. And also, before you leave and watch what other videos or go on with your day or whatever, if you could please like the show, it helps promote the video, and if you leave a comment, it also helps promote the video to a lot more people, which helps grow the channel, and hope we're on the road to 500 before the beginning of next season. So I want to talk about my top 10 stadiums, plus I got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I have 8 honorable mentions. And my rating for how I want to do this is, part of it is, size, atmosphere, looks, color, how good has your record been at home. There's a lot of factors, and it's not the toughest or the loudest, but it's in my opinion the best stadiums. If I am in a group and we are drafting what stadium we would want personally for our teams, this is how I would draft them. So, starting off with a couple honorable mentions, a very small stadium that I could not leave off this list is Virginia Tech. That stadium is awesome, especially with Enter Sandman, and also the traditions of the stadium come with it. So if you draft Virginia Tech Stadium, you get Enter Sandman. Texas DKR, it's a big, cool, advanced stadium with a giant, the giant video board. But again, it's not very unique, and the atmosphere isn't great, but it's still cool. Florida State, Doak Campbell Stadium just got renovated, but at the top of the stadium, they got the Spears. I like the Spears, but sometimes it can be a little bit of a sleepy environment. I do like that their stadium is grass. Wisconsin, not a huge fan of Camp Randall, but the tradition of jump around is really cool, and it's a nice stadium. It's a very flat stadium. Oklahoma, a very vertical stadium, kind of like Michigan State, but I got Auburn. Look, Auburn, one of the things that kept Auburn off this list is the record at home. It's just like, they say there's dark magic at Auburn, but it seems like that's only for Alabama and Georgia. I got Washington off this list. Again, Ohio State just played at Washington. Was a little underwhelmed. Ohio State took over a lot of the stadiums, so it wasn't as loud. And the water is great, but I'm just not like, my thing is, if I'm the head coach of, let's say Ohio State, and I have the other team coming in, when they're in the stadium, I want them to feel entrapped, especially when it's night. I want the top decks to fade into darkness at the top because the stadium lights aren't there, and then it fades into the sky. It almost seems like you are completely surrounded. You have nowhere to go. You are trapped, and you cannot even see the outside world. You can only see what's in the stadium, which is why I love stadiums that completely go around. Washington does not do that. Ohio State does it for the most part, but I will say that when you have the horseshoe and then the student section here, there are gaps where you can see outside. Not a fan of that. I don't know how you would fix that. But yeah, that's one reason why I kept Washington out. And then obviously I got the biggest stadium in the country, even though I think it's a crap stadium. That's Michigan Stadium. Michigan Stadium, it holds 108,000 people. But if you've been to Michigan Stadium, I haven't. But if you've been there, even for Michigan fans, it's an uncomfortable stadium. It's kind of crap. So starting off at 10, I got Sanford Stadium with Georgia, holds 93,000 people between the hedges. It's a beautiful stadium. It's not the biggest, it's not the smallest, it's kind of in the middle, holds 93,000 people, and has the beautiful bushes on the sideline. Love that look. It's a very clean, polished stadium, and at night, the light shows the stadium is awesome. If you remember the Georgia Tech game in 24, there's that one clip where he after the touchdown in overtime, he hits his hand on the player's helmet, and then all the fireworks behind him glow and the stadium glow. I mean, it's great. Their light show, maybe it's not technically like a light show, but what they do is great. At 9, I got Oregon, and again, this is not the loudest or toughest places to play. Oregon would be a lot higher, but Oregon Stadium is smaller. The one thing that kind of put Oregon above Georgia is the fact that it's when you have these stadiums on the West Coast, the sunset is, I know it's not California, but the sunsets are amazing. The tree lines above it, you feel like you're in a forest, kind of like Clemson Stadium. It's really cool. And the shape of Oregon Stadium, I think, is really cool. And Oregon, I mean, you look at this list, Oregon Stadium only holds 54,000 people. Only 54,000 people, yet it is one of the top 3 loudest stadiums in the entire country. I know that means ask Ohio State in 2024. At 8, I got Alabama, and they hold almost exactly 100,000 people there. The problem with Bama Stadium is kind of the problem with a lot of these other stadiums, and it's the reason why Penn State isn't higher, is, man, the stadium is just boring. The stadium is just beams of wires holding up a big, like, encompass of, like, Bama Stadium, sometimes Penn State, A&M's, even, I mean, Auburn's. Like, there's nothing unique to the stadium. There's no curves. It's all angled. It's just like a box, but it's just really big. But the thing that keeps Bama high is the light shows are incredible. If you've ever seen a Nick Saban Alabama walkout on the fisheye 360 GoPro when they walk out at night in a light show, it is amazing. And they got the elephant scream going on in the back. It's amazing. And a lot of the SEC environments are phenomenal. So I got Alabama at 8. At 7, even though it is much smaller than Alabama stadiums, I got Clemson. Clemson's only holds 82,000 people, and man, it feels like they hold more. Clemson is one of the most underrated places to play when it comes to how hard it is to play there. It gets loud, it gets rowdy, and it's a beautiful stadium. Kind of like Oregon, it is in the middle. I mean, Clemson University, it is a small university in the middle of nowhere in a forest. There's like a forest that kind of surrounds the stadium. And you look at the end, it has those 2 silver beams. You have the walk down on the grass, super unique with Howard's Rock. And I think it's one of the coolest entrances from a stadium. How the Clemson players coming through the bus. Even though I hate Clemson's guts, I do have to admit that their stadium is awesome. And I would love to see Ohio State play them in the non-conference. I would love to see that Ohio State Clemson kind of has a little bit of a rivalry, Ryan Day, Urban Meyer versus Dabo Swinney. But yeah, I would love to see Ohio State play Clemson, especially at Clemson in Columbus. None of this what do you call it? None of this like neutral site game bullshit. At 6, the second biggest stadium in the entire country, I got Penn State Stadium. They're going under renovations to make it look a lot nicer, because what I said earlier with the reason why Penn State Stadium isn't higher is because the stadium is just a bunch of wires. When it's just wires and there's no actual design, you're not going to be higher on the list. Even though you hold 100,000 people, you have the whiteout. I just think that, maybe I could judge it again after the renovations are done, but I'm doing it before the renovations. And I think right now, a lot of their upper deck is just like temporary. It's like floating. It's not even connected. It's kind of weird looking. But yeah, if you've seen the pictures of the renovations, it looks super futuristic. It just kind of looks like an NFL stadium, So until that's done, I would love to see more character added to it, which the plans are done. It's not going to happen. But that's why I got Penn State as the 6th best stadium in the country. At 5, and 5 is actually the exact opposite of Penn State. I got Florida. Florida is the exact opposite of Penn State. It's not, the Swamp is loud and it gets very humid and hot, which is why it's hard to put why it's called the Swamp. But it only holds 89,000 people. It's not as loud, but man, it is a unique stadium. You have all the bright colors of the orange and the blue, and it's very angled, but it's not angled. It's not like just like the outline of the upper decks. It's like, no, like the stadium kind of cuts off certain places where you could add more seats. It has that orange wall with like the Florida gate. Like, it's cool. The Swamp is if you want to do like angled stadium and make it look cool, that is how you do it. The way that Florida has done their stadium is really cool, even though it only holds 89,000 people. That's why I got it at 5. At 4, I got Texas A&M, and I would have had A&M higher because I love Kyle Field. It's one of my favorite stadiums, personal favorites in the country. It's again, it kind of suffers from the same problem that Penn State has, just because it's really big and it's just a bunch of angles, a bunch of wires. But the outside of Texas A&M Stadium is beautiful. I'll put up, you're going to have photos of all the stadiums during the video. It is beautiful. The brick and how some, like, you have that one where it has the box and the arches on the bottom corner. It's beautiful. And if you've seen the A&M Stadium before the renovations and after, it's awesome. The one thing that I think Penn State suffers from is their stadium speakers need to be updated. They're kind of muffled. A&M stadium speakers are beautiful. The way when they play Power by Kanye West, I mean, it gets me hype. So that's why I got them at 4. At 3, I got Ohio Stadium holding over 103,000 people. The third biggest stadium in the country behind Penn State and Michigan. And I mean, really, Ohio Stadium, I've been there, how many times? Like 10 to 8, 9, maybe, yeah, probably like 8 times. It is beautiful. It is run down. It is kind of dirty on the outside. And that's the best part. It's the character it brings. The arches are beautiful. It's like a Coliseum, and I don't even know what you call it, but the front of the stadium where it's the arch. You know what I mean? It's the pillars and the arch, and you walk through where the band comes from. The upper deck looks great, and it's the horseshoe look, the student section. I mean, it's like an actual horseshoe. It's beautiful. The only thing left it really needs to do is probably, I would say, update the video board. And there's a couple other things. I will say I would love Ohio Stadium to switch back to grass. The problem is when you switch back to grass, like right now, the base of the stadium is concrete and then it has the football field. It's not like Georgia Stadium where the whole bottom is, even though I think Georgia's turf, even though the whole bottom of the state, maybe it's not, maybe it's grass. Like for Georgia specifically, or Penn State, or really any of these grass stadiums, the entire floor of the stadium is that, and then it has the football field outline. Not Ohio State. It is complete concrete with a football field in the middle. So I don't know. It used to be all grass. I kind of like the concrete, but I have not developed a big opinion on it. So let me know down in the comments if you would like to see Ohio Stadium switch back to grass. I would probably assume the answer is yes. But if you don't, let me know. But yeah, I love Ohio Stadium. It's beautiful. It's huge. It's big. And it's an architectural masterpiece. It's one of the most unique looking stadiums. So yeah, that's why I got it at 3. At 2, I got Tennessee. Neyland Stadium, again, what I talked about earlier, one of my favorite things with stadiums is when you are in that stadium, you are trapped. You can't see the outside world, and especially at night where the top of the stadium fades off into the night and it feels like the stadium goes up for like infinity. It feels like there's a billion people there. I love it. And man, Tennessee gets loud. Their checkerboard is awesome. At the top of the stadium where it says the VOLS and the kind of the bubble font on the neon board, the neon signs, I think that's a really nice touch. And Neyland Stadium with the open of the T, I know it's not part of the stadium, but man, holding 102,000 people, I definitely think it is one of my favorite stadiums, which leads us to number 1, who, if you haven't guessed, you probably know what it is. I got LSU Stadium. Holds 102,000 people. My only problem with LSU Stadium is one side of the stadium is super tall and one side is super short. I hate that. I hate when stadiums do that. And because it breaks the bubble of we're trapped. It's like, oh, I can see the outside. I can see the outside. You know, there's a couple cars. You know, there's some people walking. You know, like it breaks the immersion that when you go into the stadium, you are in a different world. But aside from that, it is awesome. The combination of the purple and the gold and the yellow, love it. The part where, even though I don't like that, it's the one side super tall, one side super short. The side that is super tall says "Welcome to Death Valley." Love that. And really, I mean, the one side, that the upper deck, it does the thing that NFL stadiums that I don't really like, where it has all the premium seating where it's all broken up. And yes, LSU Stadium does that, but it compensates that the bottom deck, the deck that's going to be the loudest because it's the closest, that is complete college. It is just, we're going to cram as many people as we can. And that's why I love it. And honestly, that's why I got number 1. It's kind of like, it doesn't hold as many people as Ohio Stadium, but it's almost like a renovated version of it. And I hate to see that Ohio Stadium's not 1, but My biggest thing with Ohio Stadium is that, yes, it is beautiful, but sometimes it's like, oh, okay, that is kind of ugly. Like, you have the mural, whatever, the stone arch thing at the front, and then the sides are these white arches, which they're beautiful, but it's all mismatched. The stadium feels very pieced together, which is great for college football, but I will say LSU Stadium is a lot more polished, and that's one of the reasons why I have them at number 1. But yeah, that's my list. I got Georgia at 10, Oregon 9, Bama 8, Clemson 7, Penn State 6, Florida 5, A&M 4, Ohio State 3, Tennessee 2, and LSU rounding up the number 1 spot. But again, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. I know it's a little bit of a short. Just want to kind of throw out a fun episode. But if you like today's show, make sure you hit the like button. Videos that get likes get recommended way more than videos that don't. And also, if you could hit the subscribe button, that would be amazing. We're trying to get to 230. We are 3 away. If you would be one of the 3 people that help us get there, that would be amazing. But again, that's all I have for you guys today. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. And as always, thank you.